Rule and contribution of the Deva dynasty. In the previous videos, we talked about the military achievement and expansion of Deva dynasty. Now, we will talk about the economical and structural reforms of the dynasty. The period from 1373 to 1427 is called the Deva Era. An orderly system of governance was established in Bengal under the Deva dynasty. From the first half of the 14th century, the cultural, economical, and political development of Bengal reached its peak during the Deva rule. The Deva rule indeed the pinnacle of prosperity and creativity. Therefore, this period can be called the golden age of medieval Bengal. The terracotta art of Chandradwip and the sculptured plaques found on the foundation walls of the Vishnu temple highlight the excellence of the divine majesty of the Deva age. It is universally accepted that these ruins belong to a single cultural period, that of the Deva dynasty, and that they represent the advanced Bengali style of folk art in Bengal. Apparently, during this period, it originated and flourished in this region and gradually spread to the rest of the country and neighboring regions. Prosperity in trade during the Deva era. Under the rule of the Deva dynasty, Bengali trade flourished again and renewed vigor. In the second half of the 14th century, Subarnagram developed into a prosperous trading city. By sea, trade from West Asian and Southeast Asian countries could easily reach Sonargaon. Ibn Battuta, 1346, in his travelogue, described Subarnagram as an important port city and mentioned its direct commercial relations with China, Indonesia, Java, and the Malay archipelago. The Chinese traveler Ma Huan 1406 saw Sonargaon as a great commercial city. He 14 mentioned Sonargaon as a fortified walled city and trading center with many ponds, paved roads and markets where all kinds of goods were stored and sold. The muslins produced in Sonargaon, especially the finest muslins known as khash, are famous throughout the world. At that time, the production of cotton cultivation in a large area adjacent to Jassore, Khulna, Kushtia, Jhanaidaho increased greatly. The Dhaka region produced high quality long and fine fiber cotton. Along the banks of Brahmaputra, Meghna and the tributaries, copious amounts of karpash were grown, which greatly enhanced the textile industry of Subarnagram. Subarnagram, Dumror, Jongalbari, Kapashia, etc. were the main centers of karpash industry in Bengal. It was from Dhaka that the export of muslin spread across the world by sea, which was considered the most desirable fabric in the world at that time. With the patronage of conch merchants, conch craft and conch furniture making flourished in Bikrampur and Pandunagar. Bamboo cane, wood carving, clay, jamdani, nokshikantha, ektara, jute, conch, pottery and oyster products started to be made by skilled artisans. 30 types of cloth were prepared by mixing muga and silk in Malda region on the banks of the Mahananda river. As Malda was a constantly attacked area, textile artisans of Malda took refuge in Dhaka. In Dhaka, the new type of mixed material textile system is commonly known as Maldahi. Malda's Ilaichi, 2-pit equal and Mashrur, Shodor Andor Pitwala were very popular in Gaurnagar, which added to the fame of Dhaka. The economy of Bengal was strengthened by the improvement of the foreign trade of the merchants. The value of the Bengal currency improved and the use of silver coins denominated by the Bengal Emperor as a medium of exchange began. Deva age sculptural style and temple architecture. If one observes the style of Deva age idols in depth, it is easily surmised that the modern Hindu idolatry system of present-day Bengal started in the Deva age. In the Sena period idol styles, the upper part of the body was not covered. This influence is first seen in Deva Yuga sculptures. Chandicharan Parayan Paramoshakta King Danuj Mardhan Dev made extensive renovations to the Ugrotara temple in Fulia and the Chondimura or Lalmai Chondi temple in Komilla. He built two large Mahakal Shiva Mandirs at Agrodip and Navadip. In the Navadip region, the Sanatan culture continued to develop into a new culture through the practice of Brahmins in various stalls and gurukuls. Danujamardhan Ramnath Dev wanted to form the Deva Empire as the embodiment of Ram Rajya. Perhaps Kritibaj Oja wrote Ram Panchali under his inspiration. He dug a lake named Ramsagar dedicated to Lord Ramchandra. During the rule of the Devas, many temples were built in the capital Chandradwip. Only the temple of Devi Katyayani survives still today. He built the two famous temples of Borishal Katyayani and Madan Gopal temples and entrusted his friend Chandrasekhar with the task of worshipping these two places. During the Middle Ages, Shayan, the Vedic scholar, guided two brothers Horihar and Bukka to build the Vijayanagar Empire. In Bengal, this was done by Chandrasekhar Bhattacharya, who ordered his disciple Danuj to build Deva Empire in Chandradwip. King Danuj named his kingdom after his guru and started to rule. According to the Bhovishya Brahmakhanda, Danuj established many cities and janapads like Brahmapur, Banashirapur, Sohosal, Kumudgram, Kotali, Kakeni, Kakshatholi, Benubati, Dambur, Cherinagar, Jadavpur, Betagram, Teligram, Dhulgram, Kakulgram, Shuragram, Madhopasha, Pingalgram. He excavated the Ramsagar and Shuksagar in the west and east of the capital Bakla. The system and the governance in the time of the Deva Empire. The capital. In the Sanskrit geographical book called Digvijay Prakash Bipriti, the description of Bakla, the capital of Chandradwip, is described. মেঘনা নদী পূর্বভাবে পশ্চিমে চ বলেশ্বরী ইন্দিলপুরী যক্ষসীমা দক্ষিণে সুন্দরং বনং ত্রিংশত যোজন বিমিত সম কাস্তাদ্রি বঞ্চিত সৌমকান্তের চদ্দৌ দেশৌ বিখ্যাত নৃপশেখর জম্বুদ্বীপ পশ্চিমে চ স্ত্রিকারোহী তথোত্তরে বাঁকালেখ্যা মধ্যভাগে রাজধানী সমীপত, which means Meghna river in the east, Baleshwari river in the west, Idilpur in the north, Sundarbans in the south. Giri-deprived Somkast in it. Its amount is 30 yojanas. There are two towns within the Somkast, Jambudip in the west, Strikar in the north, Bakla in the central part. The governing body of the Deva Empire. The army. According to Aini Akbari, the Bakla king had 15,000 foot soldiers, 320 war elephants. At the time of Danuj Dev, it is estimated the army numbered more than 1 lakh. The Taluk System. The Deva dynasty used to collect tax through the Taluk System. The part where the council of ministers used to dine with the king in Rajpuri was called Chitra Chhatra. The Kulins invited by the king would dictate who would sit to the right or left of the king during the meal by looking at the Kula Grantha. Danuj created two positions among Brahmins, Kulacharya or Ghatak and Shnamatto, to protect the purity of Kaulinya. He granted Brahmotva lands to the Kulacharyas at Idilpur. The king used to write letters to the Brahmin with the text Namaskara Nivedanancha Vishesha and to the nobles Shanugraha Patramidang, etc. A Brahmin had to write to the king Ardhanasri like this. After the fall of the Sen dynasty, the Bikrampur centered Kaulinya system collapsed. After the fall of the Sen kings, Bikrampur, their established Bikrampur Samaj collapsed. The Deva kings formed Bakla Samaj to re-establish the social system to a large extent. This group was formed by the central Kayastha Samaj of Chandradwip. Main purpose of this society is to conduct social management. Dvija Bajaspatir's Bangaja Kulaji Sarsangraha has Donujamordon Raja Chandradwipopati সেই হইল বঙ্গজ কায়স্থ গোষ্ঠীপতি দেব পদ্ধতিতে হোম মহিমা অপার সমাজ করিতে রাজা হইল চিন্তাপর গৌড় হইতে আনাইলা কায়স্থ কুলপতি কুলাচার্য আনাইয়া করাইল স্থিতি. He made সমীকরণ or reformed the first society with 5, 6, 7 stages of Bengal elites. Under his leadership, Bakla Samaj occupied the best place in the Kaulinya of Bangladesh. Chandradwipang Serasthana Jatra Kulina Mandalang. Bakla Samaj extended to Bikrampur in Dhaka in the north, Bay of Bengal in the south, Bhulua Sandip in the east and Jassore Khulna in the west. Hindu educational reforms of Deva Era. It is clearly written here that the society organization reported directly to the king. Kulguru Acharya Padmanabha of Shikharbhum state, Pandit Brihaspati Misra known as Padochandika, poet Kritibas Oja etc. received the patronage of King Danuj Dev as Navahatta. At this time, Advaita Acharya's father King Kuber Pandit also started living at Nobogram village in Srihatto. বঙ্গদেশে শ্রীহট্ট নিকট নবগ্রাম কুবের পণ্ডিত তথা নৃসিংহ সন্তান কুবের পণ্ডিত ভক্তি পথে মহাধন্য কৃষ্ণপাদ পদ্ম বিনা না জানয়ে অন্য তৈছে তার পত্নী নাভা দেবী প্রতিব্রতা জগতের পূজ্যা যেহ অদ্বৈতের মাতা. This above lines testified that Pandit Kuber settled in the Srihatto region during the period of the Deva Era. Decline and fall of the Deva Empire. 1418 AD, Jalaluddin recaptured Pandua, probably with foreign aid and the help of Jaunpur. Coins of Jalaluddin minted in 1418 are issued from Pandua. According to Sri Rakhaldas Bandyopadhyay, Jalaluddin recaptured Pandua in 1418. He started sending regular expeditions to the Bengal region as well. Jalaluddin's forces began to press down on the Dev soldiers. By 1423, Jalaluddin had captured most of Bengal. In the Sundarban area where Muslim rule could not be established despite 200 years of effort, Muslim forces were successful in a battle. Faujdar Khan Jahan Ali established the rule of Pandua Sultanate in Sundarban region in 1423 after defeating Mukut Rai II. Srihatta also gradually came under the control of Jalaluddin. According to Sodish Chandra Mitra, Danuj and his sons resisted the attacks of the troops of Khan Jahan on the banks of Madhumati river for a long time. Danuj maintained his authority in southeast Bengal till probably 1427. Danuj probably died while resisting the Javan attack. Later, no history of such valor can be found among his descendants. Probably the whole southeast Bengal came under Jalaluddin's rule by 1427. Reasons behind the fall of the Deva Empire. Ibrahim Shah's support. Ibrahim Shah did support Jalaluddin, but the purpose of his support was to establish Jalaluddin as a vassal of the Jaunpur Sultanate. So later, Ibrahim Sharki attacked the kingdom of Jalaluddin, retreated at the request. Shahrukh, the Timur ruler of Herat, Al-Asraf Barshabi, the Mamluk ruler of Egypt, and Yang Li, the Ming ruler of China, diplomatic support from outside world. Jalaluddin established good relations with the rulers of Egypt, Herat and China in a short period of time, due to which operation of the merchants of Saptagram and Subarnagram in the Arabian Sea and Indian Ocean began. The main source of income of the Deva Empire decreased. Economically, the state started collapsing. A very negative word borrowed in the Bengali lexicon, which is called Kalapani. Kalapani, that is forbidden to sail. As a militant approach to deliverance from Arab pirates did not emerge, the Samajpati spoke of Kalapani to protect the Bengalis, a term that in later context would have denoted the orthodox worldliness of Hinduism. Decrease in navigability of seaports. Decrease in navigability of Saptagram and Sonargaon ports can be a reason, because from that time the two ports started dying up, but alternative Chittagong and Hooghly ports were not built at that time. Geopolitical reasons. Chinese naval power became very strong during Yonggele's rule. With the help of naval commander Zheng He, the naval powered Chinese merchants started doing free trade in Java, Sumatra, Malay, Brunei, Arabian Peninsula, and even the coast of East Africa. The economy of the Deva Empire collapsed in the face of competition.
Occupation of Kotte by Chinese Navy. In such situations, Sri Lanka was only place of hope for Bengali traders. For a long time since Vijay Singh, Sri Lanka was a place of trust for Bengali traders. Because of their Bengali ancestry, the Sinhalese preferred Bengali merchants. Evidence of this can be found in Sri Lanka's Uttam Chola coins engraved in Bengali script. Zheng He also established a foothold there and defeated the king of Kotte, Veera Alakeshwara or Vijay Bahu. He was tied to a rope and taken to the capital city of Ming dynasty, Peking.
Established of Jalaluddin as semi-feudal state. The Chinese navy had both a direct tie and interest on Sonargaon Port, but could not stand against the powerful naval forces of Deva Empire. In 1415, Zheng He visited the port of Sonargaon. Zheng He provides all kind of diplomatic assistance to Jalaluddin. Later, Jalaluddin rightly accepted the subordination of the Ming Empire. Admiral Mingshi visited Pandua once and Zheng He twice. Jalaluddin gave Chinese naval commanders all the favors he could. Zheng He imprisoned the kings of 30 kingdoms that did not submit to him and took them to China. They are exempted under two conditions. Number 1, paying taxes to China. Number 2, exemption on condition of opening the port for free trades of the Chinese naval merchants. Sonargaon was practically used as Chinese naval base from 1427 to 1434. Aftermath of the fall of the Deva Empire. After the capture of Chandradwip, massive massacres and conversions were carried out in southeast Bengal. Later, rulers of the Deva dynasty continued as rulers of tax-paying Pargana. Later, the last queen, Kamala Devi, the son-in-law of Basu family, got the authority to rule this Pargana. According to the records of the Mughal period Aini Akbari, this state had an army of 15,000 infantry, 350 war elephants 200 years ago. The Turks attempted to gain control over the sea coast of Bengal have been successful so far. Expansion of Pandua Sultan to the southeast and its influence. The decline of the Dev dynasty created a huge void in the political landscape of southeast Bengal. This region became the battlefield of Arakan Sultan and Pandua Sultan. The Hindus of the region became economically ruined. and many were forced to convert to Islam because of discriminatory customs. Later, this vast land of Chittagong Comilla area came under the rule of Tripura kings. From 1427 to 1434, Sonargaon was practically used as a Chinese naval base. After the occupation of eastern Bengal, the Hindu Buddhists practically lost their breath due to the persecution of Jalaluddin and newly converted kings of Arakan. Many Hindu temples and Buddhist monasteries were destroyed. Many people converted through severe persecution.